if you want a woman that dresses a certain way, find the women that dress that way already, instead of finding a girl that's wearing, this woman has on a short skirt and cleavage out and then complain about it, right? But if you
Okay.
meet somewhere else where you might not know their style yet, like the gym or something like that, where maybe they're wearing sweats, but when they go out, they go all out and wear, other types of clothes.
Right.
Um, I was saying that the best way to address that conversation when you've established respect and trust with someone, I think that's very important. You
Mm-hmm.
have to have already established trust and respect with that person. That you have to explain the reasoning why instead of your feelings. Oh, you look like a this, or you look like a that, or women who do this probably do this or that. Like, I think that would not rub a lot of women the right way. But if you give the reasoning and you're really, just laying out the facts and just talking about things, well, not necessarily facts, but just being objective about the things that you're saying instead of emotional, I think
Okay.
there's more hope for the woman to understand versus saying, you look like a, whatever. Or women who dress like you are usually for the street or whatever.
I think there's time and place. I think there's a time we, as a grown person, if you're not able to read the room, read the invitation, request the attire, and able to adhere to that, I feel like emotionally intelligence wise, I don't know what's going on. But I do feel like there's time and place. There's gym clothes, there's casual date clothes, there's gala clothing, there's nightclub clothing, there's different clothing for different times and places. So I just feel like if as long as the person is adhering to that, I don't see the problem. Now, if she's wearing a short club dress to your sister's baby shower, obviously, what are you doing? But if we are at the club, then I would expect you to have on a little, little skirt with a top, little dress, little, high-waisted shorts, like, I don't know, something possibly a little bit revealing something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see anybody going to the club like I don't see the purpose to go if you want to dress in church attire. You should just go to church. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Bruiser, what do you think about that? What Kayla said about time and place? Does it matter? Like, I think I agree with Kayla about that. Like, if you're taking your wife to church or something, and she comes in, with I don't know, whatever, I would understand a husband saying like, okay, maybe this is not appropriate for this situation. I would get that if someone did that to their wife. But you as a husband, does it matter on the situation, or is it just in general, even if you're going out to a club, you wouldn't want your wife to wear certain things that are very revealing?
Yeah, well, I mean, like if yeah, I agree with her. You know what I'm saying? It's a time and place for certain stuff you wear, but I think it's just the locations or situations where you're around people that you don't know. You don't know how they're gonna react. You don't know how much alcohol they're drinking. You know how stupid they are. So you can literally, uh, it can. I mean, there's a chance for it to happen. I mean, depending on how she dressed. Obviously, you don't like what she stated about wearing church clothes. I'm not talking about to that point, but I'm talking about to a point where your breasts are damn near out of your shirt. You know what I'm saying? And your cheeks are hanging out the bottom of your dress and all this other stuff. I mean, she haven't wore anything like that, but if I told her like, hey, look, you can go ahead and wear that if you want to, go ahead. She probably wear it. So it's just I don't know why. Like I never knew why. Like you have a man, you know what I'm saying? You have a husband, you have everything you need. What do you want? Like what kind of attraction is the attraction that important where it could cause a safety issue? I think women don't want to say that. The women that wear that type of stuff, they don't want to admit that. But I really think genuinely the attraction is more important than the safety or than the cat calls or the negative words that can be said to her on her way, through. So
I don't think that always is determined by what you're wearing. I think that can happen no matter what.
Yeah.
There's times where I've worn less revealing outfits to the club. Maybe it was just like a crop top that had no like cleavage and like high-waisted jeans that covered everything. So there was nothing out, and still inappropriate comments made versus me wearing like a low V-cut dress that's super short. Like I've
But
experienced harassment dressed like all different. I've experienced harassment dressed like a bum when I lived in DC, and I used to walk home from work. So and I
yeah,
just worked a 10-hour shift in a restaurant. I was just like a bum and still got harassed. So I don't think it always is always about the way you look. I think that we have to figure out a way to promote like self-control. Like you shouldn't
yeah,
have to worry about it. People should just control themselves. But we do know that we live in a world where people don't. And it is what it is. So I do feel like in certain instances, like certain precautions need to be taken, but I don't think it should be policed in a way where we're excusing harassment and like making an excuse for it. I don't agree with that, but I do think there are certain outfits that me personally I would wear when I'm going out with the girls versus when I'm going out with my man. So when I'm in a relationship, I do feel the freedom to wear like sexier clothing when we're together because he's with me versus when with the girls, you know, still sexy, but maybe not like the freakum dress because I'm not with my man. You know what I'm saying? So there's that.
yeah. That makes sense for sure. Because you feel more safety from the potential things that some people are going to say when you're out in public.
Yeah.
But Kayla, like you said, you know, dressed very modestly, especially if you're out and other people are wearing like very revealing clothes. The attention, at least back in my single days, like I've gone out with no makeup and just dressed very casually, nothing showing, all of that, and gotten lots of attention. And I think that whatever makes you stand out, if you're cute, is what's going to get attention. So, like, you could be the woman at the bar or the club or whatever with less makeup, with your afro out and fully covered, and people are going to swarm around you because of exactly what. Well, no, Bruiser, you didn't say this, but some people think a certain thing about women that dress a certain way. So, like, while the women who dress that way are also going to get attention, so will other women that aren't dressed that way. So, like Kayla said, I don't know. No matter what you're wearing, certain things can happen. But I can definitely understand a husband trying to be that first line of defense, even though it shouldn't be that way. Like, you should be able to go outside dressed however you want and not be at risk or whatever. But
You know, there's those crazies out there. So you know that tends to be a thing. You know what I'm saying? But like when you start doing that, you start turning like it starts taking the ownership off of the people acting crazy. You know what I mean? What are you gonna turn around and say? Oh, I'm on the beach in a bikini. You're gonna turn around and say it's too revealing that I got a bikini on. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be at the pool, and you're gonna turn around and say, "Oh, because I'm at the pool with a bikini on, this is more opportune time." Like, come on, like I don't know.
I think some people just want to say something about anything that a person is doing when they're looking like they're having fun. Because I have seen people
good.
I have seen people comment on people in bikinis at a beach or a pool, and I've been very confused. Like, wait, what? So yeah.
And in reality, I agree with Sugar Bum. I can't hide my body. It will show with anything I wear. I have to literally wear a garbage bag if you want to hide all this ass. Sorry.
But correct me if I'm wrong. You did state that it depends on who you're going out with. Like if you're going out with your girls, you'll dress different versus going out with your man.
Mm-hmm.
And you stated that the reason why you dress more sexy and more openly is because of what? Again?
Well, because I'm doing it to impress him. And for me
and
to be
the
doing
safety and the safety.
That's where I'm
safety.
confused at.
And the safety. So me going extra
so
freakum
there's the
dress.
necessary. So you agree? So saying that it's
Mhm.
safety, you agree that there's a necessary risk with the opposite of safety. Something.
Well, not risk for me, not even safety. For me, just attention
I'm
in
taking
general.
it back now. But
No,
the reason
I'm not
why
saying it's not
you are able to,
safety. I'm not saying it's not safety because it is, but I'm also saying just intention in general.
Because
Obviously,
having a man with you is going to deter.
it's gonna deter
It's going
attention.
to deter people. Yeah.
Right. But if you're
why?
not with him and you're wearing that super sexy dress, you're going
They'll
to get
come up.
more attention than you were
Right.
if you were
But,
dressed conservatively. So if you
but in
have a
simple,
man, the only time I want to get that kind of attention will be with him by my side because nobody will approach me. And I don't have to worry about it. And I want to impress him. And I want everybody to see what he got. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion. And what he got would be me. Hello.
So nobody approach you, and you want to look good with your man.
Yeah.
And the other part was the safety part, like being safe from what? Because I think we get into some here, and I think this is where my argument kind of fell apart. Because she tried to make it about, oh, I just want to look good for you, but I would say you don't have to try that hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm fine with wearing that. Like, that's cool right there. You still sexy. You know what I'm saying? You're not all the way covered, but at least you got some type of decency. You know what I mean? I mean, not saying you don't have no decency, but she said because she with her man, because she's safe. And it suggests that there's some type of safety, suggests that there's some type of risk if she was to wear that without him. Because if somebody say something or do something, then she's got a man to, come out and, but hey, look, we're gonna shut you muted.
Sorry, that's what you were speaking like against earlier. Like your reasoning for not wanting the woman to wear a certain thing is like what she was saying was the reasoning for wearing those things. Like there was a man there to protect if anything were to happen.
Right.
Because you're going to get
saying that suggests that you could wear some stuff that could be dangerous, because then now there's a necessary protection there because of what you're wearing. And that's what I think a lot of men are just falling off in the argument, is we can't really get that part of the conversation to dawn in on the woman we talking to, saying, hey, look, the reason why you dressing like that, because I'm gonna be there to have your back in case something happens. So just go ahead and agree that the shit you wearing could put us in an unsafe situation where I would have to come to your defense or come to your protection. And that's all I was just trying to point out.
Yeah, I understand that. Like, I understand that. It's like in the context of a marriage or a serious relationship, I would say that generally people are considerate of their mate. I would just say generally speaking. So like, for example, if my husband likes a certain outfit that I wear, I don't really wear revealing clothes or anything like that. Like that. Like we've never had any issue about anything I've ever worn. He's never said anything. But like if I know that he likes certain stuff, and one of the reasons for dressing up when we go out is so that he'll be impressed. Like if he's impressed with, whatever outfit, I'm not going to just be wearing a more revealing one so that other people can now be looking at me and be like, ooh, look at him with her. Like I don't honestly care what like random people outside think in terms of my level of.
Well, this is where this is where the frustration comes in. And I think a lot of guys can speak to this. This is where the frustration comes in for me. I'm fine. I'm
sorry, y'all. My computer died. I was trying to plug it up.
It was a little circle. I was like, what's going on?
I was trying to plug it up right when it died. Sorry.
I think a lot of guys can speak to this as well. This is where it comes frustration for me. You say you want to wear this nice outfit for me, you know what I'm saying? So you can look sexy for me. But when we get in the bedroom, there's certain things you don't want to do that's freaky. You know what I'm saying? All women have their limits. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to have limits, if you're going to limit me in the sheets, don't be trying to impress me in the streets.
What?
That went over your head. Do I need to re-explain that?
I mean,
Do
I
you
don't
do
know.
everything your man want to do in the sheets?
I don't talk about those things online.
Okay, Kayla, I know you don't mind. If your husband, if you had a husband, would you do everything your man want to do in the sheets? You muted. You muted.
I would do probably a good 90% of it. Yes. What?
For the hubby?
Yeah. Probably like 95%. But I do have things that I'm not, there are just a few things that I'm not willing to do. But for the most part, most things, yeah, I'm down.
See, that's where it's like it's just frustrating.
What is the
to me. Like
problem?
okay, so you want to impress, you said you would wear very, very sexy clothes out, you know what I'm saying, to impress me,
Right.
But
Right.
I know in the back of my mind, there's things that I fetish or I want to do in the street sheets. But you won't even do that behind closed doors. But you want to impress me in the sheets first. If this is how I feel. If you can impress me fully in the sheets and do everything I want to do, and hell, I don't give a damn about you impressing me out in the open, because then I know it's authentic. Then I know it's real. You're not putting up on the front. Because because another thing that's taking place is whenever they see you sexy with me, whenever they see you, dressed provocative, they're like, damn, boy, I know sex got to be good. It got to be good. But if that's not taking place, then you putting on the front.
I feel like this is okay. I feel like these things will be discussed prior to marriage.